was thinking about going on the track for a little bit of turnover just before the half marathon this week, but I don't think the track's going to be open this week. Hey everyone, we're going to pick up our bib at the New York City Half Marathon Expo now, going into the office today for work. So I was right, I didn't run anymore earlier in the week, but we've just been taking it easy, still letting my leg rest and letting the tendon issues heal, and hopefully we'll have a good fun day on Sunday. For this year's New York City Half Marathon Expo, it's actually the second time that it's been in this location, in this same building in Midtown Manhattan. Because of the field size, they generally move to an off-site location so they don't have so many people coming into the New York City or New York Roadrunners Run Center. Since it was the same building I've been in before, I did move more quickly through everything. There was a little bit of a line that formed in the morning because it just wasn't open yet, but generally once things opened up and everyone was moving through the building, I really didn't see any line at all for the expo itself. So if you get there early, you might have a line, but don't worry. It's just because it hadn't opened its doors yet. Now the expo is cool. It's really fun, I think, for anybody who it's their first time in New York City or their first bigger race in New York City. There are things to see, lots of expo gear to check out. And then, of course, there's the big maps that show you the actual course layout. There's the big virtual board that they run over and over. In case you're in a rush, I'll go ahead and just play it now so you can see what the course looks like if you're running, or if you're just interested in seeing what the course looks like in sort of a virtual video.
Runners, good morning and welcome to Center 415 here in Midtown Manhattan for the 2023 United Airlines NYC Half Experience. United Airlines wishes you the best of luck as you fly through the streets of New York City on Sunday morning. United, proud to be the official airline and the title sponsor of the 2023 United Airlines NYC Half.
Once you have your bib, once you've made your purchases, you really just spill right back out onto the 30s in Midtown Manhattan and you can go about your day. It was a fun experience. I did the usual where I found my name, but then overall, again for me, the expo was over. I wasn't going to hang around too much, and I'll go over it a little more when I get home, how I'm going to have a really busy weekend this weekend. Heading back to the office now. I'll check in when we're at home. Okay, don't mind the mess of clothes behind me. I'll explain in just a minute. But either way, before I forget, this is the shirt for this year. I think it's pretty neat. I like the size of the logo. You know, it's a pretty good size overall. For comparison to last year, it just felt like there was a little bit less you could really pick up and read to know what event it was. But it's just kind of messy, like a lot of different words and things that no one's really ever going to be able to see. But either way, they're both good shirts, but this is one that I like. Not necessarily usually wearing purple, but hey, it's a good color. It's Easter-y. So yeah, New York City half shirt for this year. So what are my plans for Sunday? What is the goal? What am I going to do as far as pacing? You know, I've been sort of struggling to really be running consistently. I've actually, you know, if I look at my Garmin watch, I've been able to keep a maintaining/productive status on the watch. You know, take it with a grain of salt. But again, I've been doing things like snowboarding, hiking, the occasional mountain run to just get those higher heart rates for a longer period of time without having to cover as much distance. So we'll see how that plays out. It's really a wild card at this point, but it is going to lead me to going out for a pretty slow pace for me. I'll probably start the first portion of the course in Prospect Park and around Prospect Park in Brooklyn at around 9:30 per mile. Now, this is just because it's a little bit hilly. Again, I just don't know how my body's going to react to 13 miles on the road. I haven't been running super consistently. I certainly haven't really followed a typical training block. I've just been in preservation mode to keep things, sort of up where they were as far as fitness, also keep the injury or pain levels down. So it's been a little bit of a game trying to figure out what to do, and hopefully we get the best out of me on Sunday. I do anticipate that if I start that slow, I'll probably pick it up to around 9 minutes per mile once we're leaving Prospect Park. We have a long sort of downhill before the bridge. I'll slow down close to around 9:30 again going uphill, and probably go back to around 9 minutes per mile on the downhill. And I'm just going to keep that pattern. Any of the uphills, remember 42nd Street is a long uphill journey. You can kind of see here, they're starting to set up the barricades on 42nd Street. This is where you turn in right at the United Nations building after coming uphill on the off-ramp from the FDR, highway in New York City. So there's just a lot of hills at that point. And this is around like mile 9 to 10, 10 to 11, all the way up through Times Square is just gradually uphill. So it does catch up to you, and you just need to make sure you have enough in the tank for that section of the course late in the race. You don't want to burn out on the, uphill of the Manhattan Bridge. You don't want to, overdo it when you're on a flat road on the FDR, because again, you're going to climb up off that FDR, significantly for a road race like this. So now, as I promised, the last thing is just, yes, this is going to be a busy weekend for me. I actually need to make my way into the city, Queens in particular, on Saturday. I'll be there overnight. That's where I'll head over to the race starting line from. Then on Sunday, immediately after the race, I need to rush back to Queens, change, shower, and I'm going to be on a flight to Dallas, Texas. That's why I've got some of the stuff out. I'm just packing right now. It's a work-related trip. I've got a conference on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. So I just need to book it from the race to the shower to the airport on a plane, and I'll be in Texas Sunday night. So it's just a lot of stuff going on. I need to figure out how to pack everything in a way that makes sense. I'll definitely share some of it. I'm hoping to take a little bit of an easy run just to shake off the race, show you a little bit of the area where I am in Texas. And I've never been to this particular spot. It's just, again, like a conference center for something around work. So should be fun, should be a good learning experience for me. But again, it's just a lot being right on top of this half marathon. Other than that, I don't have much else to share. I hope to see a lot of you out there at the New York City Half Marathon. I'll be in the corrals. My bib number is 9901. So I'm in Corral D, Wave 2. And just as a general update, they finally reset the corrals. For a long time, I've been saying I'm still in like corral. It was 1C for like the smaller races. It probably would have been in wave 1 for something like the New York City half as well. But that was a time that was locked in from like pre-COVID. They never really reset it because people just weren't racing as often, that they felt like they could use your best times to corral you correctly. But again, I'm not at the same fitness I was when I was put in that corral back in 2019, and it's better for the race in general that I'm in the correct location. It's better for everyone if everyone's in the right location, because we're not blocking each other. We're not going to be, someone slower in front of someone faster and so on. So I'm happy that I'm in the right place. I won't feel like I'm, being left behind when I start all these races going forward in the other New York Roadrunners races in general. And the re-corralling of everybody should make for a good race at this New York City half. Everyone should be in the place they generally feel is appropriate for them. Thanks for watching, everybody. Again, I'll have a video about the New York City half. I'll break everything down probably in the next video while I'm in Texas, just to go over how I felt. So look forward to those videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're coming around the corner. I'm feeling pretty good about my tendon. I've got a smart way forward, I think, once we finish this race. And with that, I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care.